Hey guys, I found this game called Elden Ring, and it looks like this big ripoff of Skyrim, and no one seems to be talking about it. So I'm gonna play Elden Ring and show everyone why it's a ripoff of Skyrim. And before anyone says that I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you that I only had to redo 2 grades when I was in elementary school, so yeah, I know what I'm talking about here, guys. So in Elden Ring, you can pick how you start, but that's kind of like how you pick your race in Skyrim. And also there's this prisoner class, and if I pick that, that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because in Skyrim you start out as a prisoner. So in Elden Ring you can spend 2 hours making your face before you start the game, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim invented character customization. So if I call myself Dragonborn, that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because in Skyrim you're the Dragonborn. So here they're referencing all these characters I don't know about at the start of the game, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because that's how Skyrim starts.
And become the Elden Lord.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
So in Elden Ring you can run around, and you can jump, and you can sprint, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because in Skyrim you can walk, and you can run, and you can jump. So in Elden Ring you have really long loading screens, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, and well, any second now it's gonna be a loading screen. Yeah, this is probably it. So in Elden Ring you have... Where's the loading screen? So in Elden Ring you can skip through all the dialogue, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because in Skyrim you can mash through the dialogue and people just skip through what they're speaking. So that's a ripoff. Let's fight this guy to see how ripped off the combat is from Skyrim. So I'm attacking him and I'm doing damage, and he's attacking me, which shouldn't do too much damage. Oh. Alright, it looks like the game glitched out and did too much damage to me. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Yeah, that guy was definitely glitched out, because these guys go down in just a few hits. Oh, why did that happen? This game's pretty glitchy. Glitches are a ripoff of Skyrim too, so that's just a ripoff. I don't know why they even put that in the game if it's not a very good thing to rip off. So in Elden Ring you can just wander into random caves, and there's stuff to collect and enemies to fight there, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim invented caves. So right now I'm fighting this wolf guy, which is a ripoff of Skyrim, and oh, I died. Yeah, that's pretty glitchy, because the wolves aren't supposed to be that strong. So in Elden Ring you can cast spells with the staff, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim. Because in Skyrim you can cast spells, and you can use a staff to do it. I don't know what they think they were doing, just making it that obvious that they're ripping off Skyrim, but that's what happened. So Elden Ring has all these pickups for you to hoard that you'll probably never use, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim has all these things you can pick up and never use. What's this thing? I don't remember it from Skyrim. Probably still ripped off though. Alright, so this guy is a ripoff of Werewolf from Skyrim, because Skyrim has Werewolf, and this guy is kind of like Werewolf. I tried to make it less obvious by giving him a big sword, but yeah, you can't trick me. So in Skyrim, at the end of the dungeon, there's this pile of treasure. So since this game's a ripoff of Skyrim, that's probably gonna be here too, and oh, what's this do? Oh, that's weird. Must be a glitch. So Elden Ring has this shield, which is ripped off from Skyrim, and it even has the shield attack to go along with it, which is also ripped off from Skyrim. Oh, that's weird. The shield attack doesn't do any damage. The shield attack doesn't do anything, but the sword one-shot him, so there's the shield attack is pretty useless. Yeah, look at that. Why'd I ever use the shield attack when I could just sword the guy? It's pretty bad balance. You know what game has better balance is Skyrim, because it's the best game ever. Alright, I'm gonna try the shield attack on this guy too, see if it's any good. Yeah, that one didn't do any damage either, against an enemy that I could just one-shot with my sword. So, I guess that's pretty useless in this game. So in Elden Ring, you can sneak around like this, which is a ripoff from the sneak from Skyrim. And when you're sneaky, you can backstab these guys. And that's a ripoff of Skyrim too, because in Skyrim, if you're sneaking around and you backstab someone, it does a lot of damage. That's a pretty obvious ripoff. Alright, so in Elden Ring, you have this horse, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim, you can have a horse, and why does it have horns? Well, anyway, that's a ripoff of Skyrim, so Elden Ring should be ashamed of itself. So in Elden Ring, you can level up your character and pick what stats you want, which is a ripoff of Skyrim. But they went even further with ripping off Skyrim with leveling up, because you can level up HP, and that's the only stat that matters. Alright, so I'm fighting this crab guy, he should be pretty easy, and oh, that's weird. Did you see that glitch? I got like stuck to his hand. The crabs are pretty glitchy in this game. That would never happen in Skyrim. So Elden Ring has these bears, which is a ripoff of Skyrim because it has bear enemies too. Alright, so this guy is giving me a quest, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim because Skyrim has quests. So right now I'm robbing these graves for money, which is stolen from Skyrim. It's so obvious that they stole it, because no one else would have come up with the idea of stealing from graves for money. Well, Elden Ring has this dragon that just randomly jumps you, and that's pretty obvious that it's a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim also has dragons, and they ambush you in that game too. So in Elden Ring, the dragons will sometimes just randomly get stuck and not be able to fight you, and that's a ripoff of Skyrim, because that's what happens in Skyrim. Oh, that's weird. He was in the sky and he landed and it killed me. That's a weird glitch. It's not supposed to do any damage. So in Elden Ring, you can get hit by these really annoying long-range attacks that explode, which is stolen from Skyrim, because in Skyrim, they have long-range attacks that are annoying and they explode. So in Elden Ring, you can get this Roger guy to follow you around and fight with you, but that's obviously a ripoff of Lydia. Explain that one, Elden Ring fans. This guy's like really overpowered, so I'm using the glitch where I don't take damage to get through his attacks, but like sometimes it doesn't work. Even though it's really glitchy, it just doesn't work. That just means it's a really bad game. Alright guys, I finally killed this guy without any glitches happening to ruin it. So now I can finally go into the castle. Oh, that's weird. I don't remember that part from Skyrim, but since this game is just a big ripoff of Skyrim, I guess it must be in Skyrim. I guess I never finished whatever quest it is where this happens. So Elden Ring has this ladder combat, which is a ripoff of Skyrim. Because in Skyrim you can go on ladders and fight on them. So Elden Ring has this big castle area, which is a ripoff of Skyrim because Skyrim has a bunch of castles. And I tried making it like look a little different to make you think that it's not a ripoff, but it's really obvious, guys. You should just know that this is a ripoff of Skyrim. So Elden Ring has these platforming segments, which is a ripoff of Skyrim, because Skyrim has a lot of platforming segments. I don't know how recently you played Skyrim, but if you did, you'll know that this is all just a big ripoff of Skyrim. Elden Ring has these rat enemies, which is a ripoff of Skyrim because Skyrim invented rats. This is a ripoff of Skyrim because, I don't remember his name, so you're just gonna have to trust me, but, there's a guy in Skyrim that has a bunch of arms. Oh, that's weird. He just jumped and he killed me. It's annoying how this game glitches out all the time. So now I beat this guy too without the game glitching out. But all the glitches, like, they make you die all the time. Yeah, this game's actually pretty easy, but it doesn't glitch out all the time. Alright, so that should make it pretty obvious why Elden Ring is just a big ripoff of Skyrim. Like and subscribe for more awesome videos about why Elden Ring is the worst game and Skyrim is the best.